Hello. Hey everyone. We're going to start this live stream in a bit. Welcome back everyone. So this is the first live stream that it's a new format. We're trying it out to see if anyone is interested to kind of have a discussion with us. So if you are, please drop your questions in the chat and I'll try to get to them as much as possible. Just getting set up here, so just chill with me for a little bit. Okay, so today we're diving into the world of Forex, right? So tackling like a question, um, is it a scam? Well, I don't think it's a scam, but let's address some of the questions that some of the people or members have when they first come into our platform or try to get into the world of Forex, right? So there's a couple of questions I'm going to read out. If you have any other questions, please feel free to drop it down in the chat, and I'll try to get to it. Right. So, well, whenever people come into Forex, what they usually ask is like, hey, what is Forex? I hear a lot about it. I see the ads. I see like I don't know, when on Instagram and you're on TikTok, people are saying, hey, you can make money and all that stuff. Like, what is it about? You don't understand how it works, what it's about. So, um, it's a good starting point. I think the question is very valid. And uh, simply put, Forex is just foreign exchange, right? So, whenever you go overseas and you buy, no, you change money to go and buy stuff in that country, you exchange your local currency for another currency, or in case you can also, in the case of Forex, you can also trade your own currency with gold. So it's like exchanging money when you travel. So and the currency fluctuates from through the day when prices go up and prices go down. So where was I? Sorry. So yeah, so it's basically when currencies fluctuate from one value to another through the day as the markets open. For example, if you live in Singapore and you want to go into Malaysia, you change one Singapore dollar for like 3.2 Malaysia ringgit, right? So if you get $3.20 in Malaysia ringgit and you only exchange $1 Singapore dollars, if the price goes up, so for example, Malaysia ringgit is now $3.50 to $1 Singapore dollars. So when you take your $3.20 ringgit and you convert that back into Singapore dollars, you will not get $1. You get less than $1, and that's kind of like what it feels like. So the difference of that is usually gained by the money exchange, and that's how they make money, right? They make money from the difference of what the market rate is versus what you are actually getting physically. So Forex, in the way that we know it, or we do our business with, is it's a digital version of that. Essentially, in a market, everyone from banks to corporations to individual traders, they buy, trade, and sell and speculate on currency pairs, right? So, for example, you might trade a euro against a US dollar, and then you try to profit in the difference or in the fluctuations of the market. So, it's essentially that's what Forex is in a nutshell. It's just money exchange or exchange of commodities or currency pairs. In our case, we like to trade gold. So that would be from US dollar to gold. So we like to trade that, and in our group, that's primarily what we trade as well. So so moving on to another question, right? So a lot of people ask, who actually participates in this market? Is it just like big institutions? Can anyone do it, or is there like a qualification you need to do it? So I think it's a common misconception. Whenever even though there are major players like banks, central banks, commercial banks, multinational corporations that have a lot of money and trade a very high volume of currency or commodities, right? Forex is also accessible to anyone, any individual trader at yeah. So with online brokers that are available to us, like for example, our partners are people like HFM and Just Markets, right? We use these brokers to access the market, and it's a global thing. You can do it any point in time. In the weekday, it's open from Mondays to Fridays, It's 24/5. So at 5 o'clock, uh, sorry, on Fridays, that's the last trading day of the week, and Saturday, Sunday. If you want to trade, that's other pairs like Bitcoin, which doesn't close, right? But for normal currency, normal gold, normal commodities, they close on Fridays. So and it's open for anyone to do. All you have to do is open up a account with a broker, and then you can place trades, right? So that's pretty much, it's a very simple concept, and I think anyone can get started. And a lot of the people in our community also get started with instructions, right? Like saying that, hey, this is not, well, it's more of like recommendations, where it's saying that you can yes, hi, Rose, you are one of the people who chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the comment. If you have any questions, just let me know and I will get to them when I can. Give me a second. Let me just get your chat up so that I can see. Okay, great. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you guys coming here. So, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. So, I think next common question that we have. By the way, these are the questions that I'm taking from the community channel. So most of the time when people kind of ask us what we're doing or how they can get started and stuff like that, this is some of the stuff that we cover in our educational courses as well. But I'm just giving like a really high level thing, right? Next, people say, I keep hearing about currency pairs. What does that mean? What does that mean? So again, I think it's a good question. I think when you get started, it's a bit confusing with what the terminologies are. And essentially it's just what pair are you trading, what's the base pair are you using to trade another currency, right? So essentially it's base currency and then it's a quote currency. So you have, for example, SGD MYR, Singapore dollars to Malaysia ringgit. So the base currency would be Singapore dollars. You're trading one Singapore dollar for X amount of the quoted currency, which is in this case Malaysia ringgit, right? So when you trade, you're essentially speculating on whether the base currency will increase or decrease in value relative to the quote currency. So that's kind of what currency pairs are about, right? So pretty simple. Whenever you go to money changer, that's the first question you ask. Oh, hey, I have my home currency is, for example, Singapore dollars, and I want to go to Malaysia go for a holiday or go for a trip. How much will I get from my money to their money, right? So the way that you can make money in this concept, using this concept, is when you trade, the prices go up and down every other second, right? When it's 24/5 for the whole week. So basically you're using that to make money, because when it goes up or it goes down, you either buy or sell the currency. So that in that way you earn the difference, or you earn the fluctuations, right? So those are the commissions that you get for your trades, right? Profit on your trades, sorry, not commission. Yeah, so that's how it works. So a lot of people ask how do they get started, or like if they need some sort of guidance, what can they do? So it's simple. What we do at Pipxcel, we are a Forex navigator. So what that means is that we will guide you to from everywhere, every step of the way. So from getting started all the way up to like giving signals to let you know that, hey, we are speculating that this is what's going to happen in the market, and this is what we are trying to do in our trades. And if you want to follow that, feel free to follow that, right? But again, it's not financial advice. It's not instructional where I tell you, hey, this it's more of like, this is what we're doing, this is where we think the market is going. We have traders who are experienced, and we have our own method to determine with the probability of it being high or low, going to in our direction. So yeah, if you feel free to join us if you want to, and if you find that you wanna learn more, please feel free to scan the QR code, visit any of our links. We even have an office, so this is a physical office that we're in. Outside there's a whole bunch of other people here. The community is welcome to come down, discuss and chat with each other, right? We don't hide behind anything. We have a private limited, we are registered in Singapore, and we have an address, a physical address. So yeah, feel free to message us. If you message our admin on Telegram, that's where you can connect with us directly. We'll guide you step by step in terms of what you need to do. So yeah, feel free. So let me get back to some of the questions that I have on the list here, and I'll just try and fire out. If you do have any other questions in the chat, please feel free to leave it there. I will look at the chat and also see if you guys have any questions at all. Let me just take a look at chat. So I'm just controlling the other computer here. Give me a second. Okay, so let's move on. A lot of people ask, right? So now that we covered some of the basics, right? Let's move on to some questions that often naturally come when people are considering to start doing Forex trading. So one of the main questions is, how much money do I need to start trading Forex, right? It's a very, very practical question, and the answer is very varied, right? So some brokers offer small accounts, where you can start small with like 50 US dollars or $100 or less or something like that. But it's important to understand. I think this is something that we like to say and tell our members, right? That if you start with a very small capital base, your risk management options are limited. So what do we mean by that, right? Whenever you place a trade, the trade will need some time to run before you can realize any gains or losses, or you can see gains or losses. During that period, if the floating amount of your gains and losses, which is not realized yet, it's just a hypothetical amount. If you don't have enough money in your base account, your capital, your initial capital, you won't have time to realize the gains that may come later if in the meantime there are some losses. So if, for example, if you say buy and you're speculating that the market is going to go up or it's going to increase, when you place your trade and wait until that comes true, you may have temporary hypothetical losses in the meantime, right? So you may go down slightly before it goes up, right? In this case, so if your capital is not strong enough and the market goes down to the point where you have $0 left, then you will never be able to realize that gain that comes later. And this happens very, very often in the market, and to our trading style as well. Obviously, there are certain techniques that we use in risk management where we have this thing called stop losses. So when you hit a negative amount of X amount, we recommend that you cut your losses there and don't continue to take the risk to try and see if there's going to be profit at the end of the day, because oftentimes it doesn't work out, or there is a change in the market, or there's some news that comes out that messes with the analysis or messes with the pattern that we see. So it's important to have risk management techniques. So, and that's something else that we can get into in a different time, but on a base level, it's pretty much that. So you can trade with small amounts of money. You can start with like 50 US dollars. So we recommend a base amount of about 150 US dollars, because that gives you a good wiggle room to trade on a daily basis, right? And our partners offer accounts for different sizes as well, so we can cater for people who about smaller size, all the way to a bigger size. But it's really not about the size of your deposit, but it's about the trade. It's about trading habits or trading methods that you need to have discipline with, right? So I think that's kind of the more important thing to consider when trading. So I'm going to take a short break to see if anyone has questions here. If not, I'll move on for a bit. So if I ask, all right, next question is, how much time do I need to dedicate to Forex trading to see any results? Okay. Very little time. you can make an account, place a trade, and then lose everything in like seconds. That's a reality that can happen. So I think it depends on your trading style and your goals, right? So some people are day traders; they want to monitor the markets for hours a day. And we have people who do that too. There are other people who are swing traders, right? They say that, okay, this will my speculation is that in 2 days it will go up. So I place a trade now. 2 days later, I'll take a look, or every other hour or every few hours I'll take a look. So completely different styles there, right? But regardless of your style, I think you need to dedicate time to getting used to the interface. I think that's one. You may not have analysis skills yet, so you can depend on signal channels like Pipxcel, for example. We provide signals that you can see. You can go through the history of our community and see the effect and the results that we get with our analysis, right? But yeah, take time to learn the platform, to learn the interface of the platform. But don't expect to become a successful trader overnight. It's more about consistency. It's more of developing good habits or healthy habits when trading, and yeah, see if it does help you in the long run, because we have success and we have people who are doing it successful. And the difference between someone who is successful and not successful, it's purely the methodology and the mindset that you have when it comes to trading. So it's a good place to start. Yeah, but yeah. So another question is a lot of people say that they see fancy charts and technical indicators and candlesticks and all the other kind of like technical labels to this thing. So a lot of people think like, hey, I need to have some sort of like PhD or like a degree or something in finance to understand it. Yeah, well, a short answer is no. You can learn anything on the internet now. But if you do have a financial background, it can be helpful, but it's not a prerequisite to understanding how to trade Forex, right? And a lot of our students don't have a lot of our clients here, they don't have that background. So there are a lot of resources available, right? There are educational materials there are educational courses that we have. So we have an introduction course where for people who start with zero knowledge, go all the way up and learn how to trade, right? In a day, literally in a day, you go from zero to going to taking your first trade in a day. And often we do have a live trading session at the end of these classes, and people can see some results. And some days we're good, some days we take a loss, but we learn from everything, and we understand more about how we trade as we keep doing it, right? We also have more advanced classes where we teach you how to read charts, identify trends, and kind of analyze the markets for yourself, right? That's the method that we use, and everyone has their own methods. No wrong. There's only profitable, not. So yeah, we have our own method. It's called a ZBT method, right? ZBT. So yeah, if you want to learn more about that, please feel free to contact us. But you do not need a degree or PhD to understand charts or to it will help. It will help, but you don't need to start there. And I think that barrier to entry is where people kind of often fear they'll say, oh man, I need to learn all these things before I can even start trading. And you over prepare, and then you don't take a risk, or you don't try, and you learn a lot more by doing in our experience. So that's what we recommend. We don't recommend blind blind doing, but some guidance would be good, and we're more than happy to help. And our community is so friendly. Everyone helps each other. We believe in a positive mindset when it comes to forex trading, as opposed to a lot of other places that may be a sense of like more FOMO kind of mentality. So yeah, that's what we believe in. So what are some of the another question? Next question is, what are some of the biggest mistakes that new forex traders make? Okay, so important question. Some of the mistakes that they do, right? A lot of people trade blindly. They don't use the tools that they have that serious traders use. For example, you have your stop loss orders. You have proper leveraging. You have proper techniques, and not letting emotions dictate your trading decisions. I think that is the biggest hurdle for everyone to kind of grow past, right? And that is the difference between a successful and an unsuccessful trader. It's the emotions that they go through when they trade, right? When they see their wallet go down through a trade, then they get scared and say, no, I don't want to hold this trade. They cut the losses of that trade, and then later when when it goes their way, they say, oh man, I should have kept it there. There's always this like fear of missing out, or this fear of like not doing the right thing. But there's no 100% in this business. There is no certainty in this sense. So the market will do what the market do. We're just riding along the wave, when we do our best to analyze a pattern in this wave, right? So I think that is the biggest mistake that people do. They let their emotions get the better of them. And it's a normal thing when we're human. So we do have tools and recommend. We have methodologies that we recommend. But yeah, we're all trying to learn from each other, and I think trading with someone or with people, it's very important to go through, so that you can have positive reinforcement. You can remove negative techniques from your trading plan, and yeah, we have people who can help, and our team is ready to help, and our community is ready to help as well. So yeah, join our community, please. So some of the more complex question, I think excuse me, a lot of people come to us and say Forex is a scam. We believe it's not, right? But it's a fair point. So a lot of people say that the market is so volatile, so unpredictable, it's just gambling. It's not gambling. It's gambling if you have no method or no logic to what you're doing, right? That's purely gambling. Like I buy a number and then like 4D or like Toto in lottery, right? I buy it just for fun. There's no method to it. There's no method to the math. There's nothing to analyze, right? So yeah, the market is volatile. The market is unpredictable. Yeah, exactly. Go on frenzy. Yeah, exactly. It's not gambling. If you don't have, if you have a plan or strategy, is not gambling. Exactly. So, but these are questions that people ask, and it's a fair question to ask. It's a fair point to ask, right? A lot of people started out and they come to our community and they say, hey, I lost X amount doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, and that's fair, right? Trial and error is a natural part of the process. What we try to do is try to guide you so that you can do less error and more success, right? But there is a strategy, and it's very different from gambling, right? Successful traders, they use analysis. They look at analysis. They look at charts. They look at technical analysis, or they look at fundamental analysis. You can look at economic, political factors. You can look at chart analysis as well. And it's whatever technique works for you, and we found a technique that works for us, right? You don't have to be in on the pulse to every single financial happening. There is a very useful website called Forex Factory, right? You can look at when news are happening that will usually affect the market, but in general, you can do chart analysis and be fairly successful, which is what we've been doing, and our win rate is about 90% of the time. So yeah, it's not gambling in our opinion, but if you think it's gambling, let me know why. I think it's a good thing to have, a good thing to discuss. Sorry, to have a conversation about, right? Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people ask again, how can I differentiate between a legitimate like signaler or Forex navigator, and are they a scam? Very complex question to ask. There are several red flags that you can look out for, right? Not saying that everyone is honest and ethical. Everyone's in the business to make money, so that's a given, right? But in our platform, I think we believe in true transparency. We don't hide behind a mask. We don't hide behind a screen name. We have a physical presence. We're registered with the Singapore government to provide educational content, right? So we don't claim to be financially licensed. We're not. We are providing a strategy. We are providing a technique. Sharing education that from what we feel is correct. We have a physical office. You can come down, just send a message to us, make an appointment, come down, and yeah, you can get to know us, get to know the community. We're trying to build something that is bigger than just us, the core team. We're trying to build a community that everyone can interact with, and also learn from each other, right? It's quite hard to find like-minded people, and we're trying to build a space for that to happen, and we want to have more community involvement in our space, and we hope that our business gets more successful, so we can have a bigger space so that more people can come down and have fun and interact with, right? But I think some of the red flags that you can look out for is hard selling or high pressure sales tactics, right? If anyone promises profits, that's also a bit of a red flag. They can share their successes. I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing their successes, but if they just keep flaunting their profits, and not show. I mean, people get blinded by these messages and say, "Oh wow, you're very profitable." Like, "Oh, it's so much profit." It's like, I want to get on that train. I want to get there. So, yeah, I mean, it's very easy to be blinded by profits. So please don't get blinded by it. I mean, yes, it's something that we all want. It's something that we all strive for, but yeah, don't get blinded, right? Use some sort of logic when you analyze or when you consider some of these platforms to join, right? Not saying any of them scam, not pointing out, not calling anyone out. But there are a few ways that a lot of these companies make money, and we are very transparent in the way that we make our money. But read reviews, right? Do due diligence, right? A lot of these channels, they don't have a publicly available space for you to get feedback or understand, but it's just mainly like a announcement channel that they just say, hey, this is signal A, signal B, oh look, this is our profit, oh look, this is our loss. Most of them don't share the losses, and we do. But yeah, they just have a one-way communication channel, and there's no way for you to vet them. There's no way for you to get like feedback on how their services are like. We're not like that. So I think that's where we want to be different. This is where we are trying to disrupt the market slightly. It's that we are trying to be very transparent and to share with people more knowledge as to why we believe that Forex is not a scam, and people have successes and people have losses, we're completely transparent, and we're trying to build a community that helps each other be better, or get better techniques to so that we can profit together, right? We're small fish in the sea. The big banks, the big organizations, the big industrial players that make huge amounts of money to scale. So we're just riding the wave a little bit, right? We're just like a bottom feeders in a way. So yeah, there are ways that you can earn money from here, and we have people who are successful, we have people who are unsuccessful. We share the successes and we learn from our losses. I think that's the approach that we do. But yeah, so I think important, if you're looking for someone else to join, make sure there's some sort of support channel, at least to contact the team if there's any questions. If they're only interested in selling you and not helping you, I think that's another red flag. Because selling you is easy, helping you is takes time and I think dedication. So I think that is the real red flag. But talk to people. I think go on some forums, go on Reddit, maybe check it out, have a discussion. Yeah, but do your homework, and then no, maybe you can try. You can use a demo account, or you can try to join them and see for yourself, right? There's no harm doing that. But don't risk everything and do that. Obviously, use a more risk averse approach. Yeah. Yeah. So, one more question that I have here. The next one that we're gonna take a look at is, what's our take on managed account or signal providers, or all these kind of services that are out there by a lot of different people. You have individuals who are running signals. You have groups of people who are doing signals. There's some of them who even focus on educational classes. Some of them are focusing on managing your accounts for you. So I think I'll touch on the last one. Managing accounts is the term is managing an account, right? But essentially it's trading for you on your behalf. In Singapore, that's illegal if you don't have a license. So that's something that we do not offer, because where we operate, where our guys are, it's in Singapore, and we don't do that. Yeah, we just straight don't do that. But having someone to manage your account, again, just do your homework. I think this is a very high level of risk. If someone manages the account for you, they may not have the emotion, they may not have the discipline to do well, right? Usually their focus is their bottom line, and in some cases, even if they have losses on your account, they still make money. So they may not be incentivized so much to grow your account, but there are legitimate players out there who are licensed. So feel free to go with some of them if you have that level of capital to risk, right? There are other people who can also offer educational content and signaling content, which is essentially what is mainly out there, and what our clients usually interact or ask for, right? So for educational content, it's quite simple. If you are interested to do more analysis by yourself, then I think educational content is possibly what you're looking for. If you want to learn a method, you don't have to pay for it, right? There are free ones out there, there are paid courses out there, but the difference between free and paid courses is usually the structure that you get, right? Paid courses are more structured, they're more streamlined, they're more they're more clean in terms of what the information comes across. Unpaid courses can be like that as well, but usually it's kind of a whole net, and you have to find the goal or dig for the information yourself. Both are completely valid methods to learn how to trade, right? And on our end, we do offer educational services as well. So that's introductory classes for people who have no prior knowledge, as well as more advanced classes who want to learn our method and be possibly move into kind of a day trading situation, right? So yeah, in terms of education wise, again, do your homework, get some feedback, see if there's any testimonials, and if the content is really not up to standard, try to speak to the creator about it, right? Next is signal providers. So signals are essentially like what it says. It's just is signals, is indicators, right? It's speculation. It's not financial advice. It's just hey, we analyze the market in this form and we think it will go this direction. So if this is what we are doing, so if you want to join in, sure, but it's completely at your own risk. So signals are a bit tricky because it's a bit of a crowded market, and you have players that are trying to just make a quick buck. So if you join their platform or their partner broker, and then they get a commission off it, they do this in high volume and they can earn their money, and they're not incentivized to give you a proper signal or proper analysis, right? So that can happen from time to time. So don't, I mean, do your homework. If you want to try it out. We do that as well. So we have a free version and a premium version where on our channel we will give signals through the day, usually like five to six a day. On average we usually do more, but at the baseline we try to do 5. And yeah, just remember, if it sounds too good to be true, if you're doing any research about this, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Yeah, but we believe that we want to empower people in trading, and yeah, if you want to learn more, please feel free to reach out. Yeah. So another question is, what are some of the long-term success stories that we've seen and from our community and maybe other communities, right? So we respect the privacy of our users. We don't share usually the actual financial details, but they share their own profits most of the time. So in our community, if you go to the community channel, they share, hey, I did well in this trade. Oh, we all went to this trade together. Oh, but most of the time, the people who are successful, like I said earlier, they have discipline and they have a method. They are very organized in terms of taking risk and using the tools like stop losses to their advantage, right? It's like budgeting for the day. If you have a budget for a particular trade or a particular trading day, stick to it and stick to the method, and refine your method if you need to, refine your volume if you need to. That's essentially what you need to do, right? I think the most common ways that people think it's a scam is that everyone says it's a get rich quick scheme, right? It's not a get rich quick scheme, because if it's a get rich quick scheme, then why are we even doing this? Yeah, it's not about getting rich quick, but I think it's about steady progress, right? So if you can earn $100 a day, is that enough for you? Or what is the definition of enough in your case, right? So a lot of people here, what they actually want, a lot of clients, right, what they actually want is financial freedom, right? It's a term that's thrown around loosely by banks and all that stuff, but essentially what it means is that you want to earn enough money so that you can be comfortable, you can do the things that you want to do, and be happy, things that make you happy. And some people use Forex as a way to supplement their main income. Some people want to use Forex to replace their main income. Some people want to just earn X amount of money and stop. It's completely fine. It's just that it's a scam. It's only a scam if you feel like you're not getting value from the services that are promised, right? Investing either way, or investing in Forex or any investment is a risk in any case, and Forex is a relatively medium to high risk platform if you're doing it wrongly. If you're doing it right, if you're controlling your techniques and your trades, then it's a low risk platform. So it depends again what your definition of risk is, what your definition of investments is, and how much work you're willing to put in. Yeah, it's a yeah. So I think to round off kind of what I've been talking about, and the topic of the live stream today is that is Forex a scam? Forex is not a scam to our opinion, but a lot of people say Forex is a scam, especially here in Singapore. A lot of people say Forex is a scam. It's a legitimate platform. It's a global financial market, right? So it's not a scam because when you go change money with a money changer, the guy you don't say, hey, you're scamming me. I'm not getting X amount. That's why I see on Google, for example. The guy have to eat too, right? So they have to earn a little bit of money. So yeah, it's not a scam. I don't think it is. If you think it is, share with me more why you think it is, and then let's have a conversation. But there are people who are trying to scam in this market. That goes without saying. Whenever there's an opportunity to make money, there will be someone who is trying to take advantage of that 100%. In our case, we operate with transparency. We believe in transparency. We believe in being ethical. We believe in sharing our members, and we show our losses. We show our gains. Right. We make sure that that's part of the journey. I think that's very important for us to reiterate. I think success in Forex trading requires a level of discipline, some strategy, right? Definitely strategy and technique, but mainly discipline, because most of the time you're fighting against yourself, your nature, when it comes to emotions, right? And you need to set realistic expectations as to what you will gain out of this thing. Yeah. There's a lot of people who don't understand the risks and they're just blinded by the gains or the profits or the promises. So we focus on educating people, and this is one of the sessions where we try to connect with people and to see if we can just spread a bit more education and have an honest, open conversation about why we operate and why we run a business, right? So we focus on doing that, and we're not perfect, but we do our best. We have 90% success rate in our signals. We most of the students are satisfied with our educational classes. Can feel free to go on Google. We have a Google reviews page. It's public. It's open. Anyone can post something there. But yeah, it's not a guaranteed path to riches, right? There are people who make money and there are people who lose money. That's always the case with any investment, right? But I think the essence of the matter is that you have to be careful out there, and you have to know what you're doing to some degree. Otherwise, it is gambling. So yeah, I think we've covered quite a bit today. We went through some basics. We went through some more complex questions, and some of why it is not a scam. But if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know, and yeah, we can have a discussion about it, and we can talk more about it right here. So let me just see if there's any questions. Let me just go to the chat and see if there's anything that we can answer. Oh, let me see our recent. Okay, so now I come to the point where I'm gonna share some stuff with about our community and maybe our recent trades. So we primarily trade with gold, US dollars and gold, and our recent trade realized 30 pips. It's fantastic, right? We do have some SL just now at about 12 o'clock Singapore time. Stop loss, right? So it's a budget that we craft out for people, and stop loss can be different from everyone if you have a different budget category, so please feel free to adjust it accordingly. Yeah. So we have people in our international group as well. We invite anyone from anywhere in walk of life, right? Just come and join us, have fun. Just get to know each other, build community, and learn from each other. Okay. Well, I think that's it for today. Uh, yeah, we covered some topics about why Forex is or isn't a scam. Uh, we'll come back again. We'll try to do this more often, probably 3 times a week. And if anyone's interested, please feel free to go to our links. And yeah, thank you for joining us today.